Namaste, yogis. My name is Lisa, and welcome to today's class. We're going to focus on the duality, and I want you to really think as we work through our practice today, especially through the elbows, reaching in opposite directions, just like if you think of the Yin Yang symbol and how it has this one side is black, the one side is white, but yet they're still combined together. So see if you can think of that as you practice today, as well as allowing yourself to really complete the breath. So I want you to start in a nice, easy seated position, rooting through the tailbone, and then enlivening through your feet to wake up through the pelvic floor. Close your eyes for a moment and just arrive on your mat. Notice how you feel. And I want you to start to send your attention towards your breath as you breathe in through your nose. And as you exhale, exhale completely through your nose. See if you can empty all of the air out of your belly. And we'll try that 2 more times. Breathing in deeply. Yeah. Exhale completely. We'll do that 1 more time. Breathing in. And breathing out. Set your intention for your practice today, just so that you have some meaning behind your movements. And once you've set your intention, let's go ahead and blink open the eyes. Allow the fingertips to release to the earth. And then I want you to scoop up this wonderful, positive, radiating energy all the way up to the sky. Bring your hands to touch. And let your left hand go behind you. Take your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Elongate through the spine. Relax the shoulders down your back. And start to twist. Looking over through the left shoulder. Each breath elongating the body taller. Each exhale, twisting a little deeper. Take your left hand and reach it all the way up to the sky. And then I want you to send that left arm over the body. So you're reaching towards that front corner. So right away here, I want you to kind of go back into your mind's eye with that yin yang symbol. And in your mind's eye, just feel even like the opposite, that duality action, as the right elbow draws towards the left hip and the left elbow draws towards that right front corner. And maybe you can look underneath your left arm, reaching and extending. And then I want you to softly allow the right ear to melt towards the right shoulder. Just dissolve any tension that you're carrying in the shoulder and the neck. And then slowly come back to center. And we'll release the hands down. Just notice the difference already between the 2 sides. Let's try the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up, radiate, increase your vitality, your radiance. And then exhale, allow the left hand this time to come to the outside of the right thigh. Relax your shoulders down your back and start to gently twist, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale, breathe in, get taller. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. Take your left hand to your thigh and reach the right arm up towards the sky, and then send the right arm all the way towards that front left corner now. So the elbows, again, drawing in opposite directions. Tap your left sitting bone down. Let your left ear soften towards the left shoulder. Take 1 more full breath. And then slowly come back to center. I want you to just go ahead and roll over the knees. And we'll come to all fours. Facing the front of your mat. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. So let's lift the heels high. Bend your right knee and push your left heel towards the earth. Get a nice stretch in the calf and the Achilles tendon. And then switch. Lift both heels as high as you can. Come up to the tip of the toes. And then bend your left knee and push your right heel down. We'll lift both heels as high up as we can and allow the heels to draw straight back. Feel the outside triceps draw down, broaden through the upper shoulders. Press the earth away. Find your hands. Spread your fingers. Make sure your fingers are wide and flat. Hasta bandha, we call that. And then start to walk your feet towards your hands. Keep your feet hip distance. And we'll hang in ragdoll. Just let everything soften. It feels good to sway side to side. Allow your body to release. And switch the arm clasp. Maybe you can take your pinkies towards your elbows. So the pinkies are holding on to the opposite elbows. Pull the pit of the belly up and in. Come to stillness at the center of your mat. Press your hands into your shins. Elongate the spine. Exhale and fold. Root down into the feet and we'll reach up all the way to the sky. Extended mountain. Stretch up. Allow the shoulders to relax and then lift your heart space up towards the sky. Exhale and fold towards the earth. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Hold plank. Feel how strong you are in plank. And then softly come to the tiptoes. Bend your elbows. Lower slowly. See if you can lower for 5. Just like even hovering off the mat to build strength. And then release the toenails down. Take your shoulders onto your back for your first back bend, cobra. And then tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Breathe in 1 full cycle of breath. Breathe out, look forward, bend your knees, hop your feet to your hands. Go. Ooh, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Root down into the feet and we'll rise again all the way up to the sky. Lift your chest, lift your heart, look up. And then exhale, we'll fold back to the earth. Inhale, lift up halfway. Plant your hands, and if you want to jump back, keep the elbows bent as you jump back. Come over your toes into up dog or cobra. Shoulders down your back. And exhale, pull it back. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Look forward, bend your knees, hop your feet to your hands. Look up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees now, chair pose. So get really low today. Lift the toes up and then gently put the toes back down. Allow the tailbone to get heavy. Sink down deeper, reach up higher. And then exhale, forward fold. Look up halfway, breathe in, get longer. Exhale, vinyasa through. Chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Right foot, big step forward. Spin the back foot flat. Bend your right knee, press from your heel, and then with the breath, rise up, warrior 1. Take your hands to your hips today, and just like a steering wheel, try to encourage the right hip to draw back, the left hip to draw forward. And then slowly reach those arms up to the sky. Maybe go back with the head. Take one more breath cycle as we reach up higher, sink down deeper. And as you touch down, keep the shoulders lifted, pull the belly in, and as you step back, maybe that leg stays lifted into three-legged plank. Lower chaturanga, upward dog on the inhale, downward dog on the exhale. Left side, big step with the left foot. Spin the back foot flat. Make sure the left knee is bent. Find your feet. And then let the breath carry you up. Take the hands back at your hips, just so that you can encourage yourself, again, like a steering wheel. Left hip back, right hip forward. And then reach up. Allow the tailbone to go down so that you can lift up and go back. Take one more breath here in your warrior one. Exhale, touch down. Keep the shoulders lifted, pull the belly in. Left leg, maybe if you need more today, keep it lifted. Pull the belly in, keep the shoulders lifted as you lower. Upward dog on the inhale. Downward dog on the exhale. Left foot releases towards the earth. Float your right leg behind you, three-legged dog. Flare your toes open. Press out through the ball of the foot. And then turn your toes to the right. Keep the leg long to begin. Now bend your knee and take your right heel towards your left glute. So left hand is like, you're kind of like turning just slightly, like if you're turning open, like you're opening up a jar. I want you to think just a gentle jar counterclockwise. Keep the left hand grounded and then reach the right foot towards the left, and then maybe you can flip your dog today. So press down into the feet. Reach up through the pelvis. Draw the shoulders down your back. And then I want you to stretch the arm all the way to the front of your mat. If you're flipped, reflip back to three-legged dog. Release the foot to down dog. Roll out to plank pose. Bring your right hand to the middle of the mat and roll on the right edge. Side plank, lifting through the hips. Now play here. Maybe you want to take tree pose or lift the leg, but we're lifting up and out of the shoulder, through the left side of the hips. Maybe the arm wants to reach overhead. Play here. And then come back to plank. Lower down, smooth. Finish the exhale. Upward dog on the inhale. Downward dog on the exhale. Right foot. Allow the heel to melt to the earth and start to float your left leg up. Three-legged dog. Keep the leg long. Turn the toes to the left. Bend your knee. Draw the left heel towards the right glute. Pretend that you're opening up that jar again with the right hand. This time you feel like you're almost opening it up clockwise. Keep the right hand super glued to the mat. Take your left foot towards the right, and then just keep the belly up as you press down into the feet. Shoulders draw on your back, and then reach forward. Reflip back so the belly draws towards the earth. Three-legged dog if you didn't flip. Lower down to down dog. Come forward, plank. Left hand to the middle of the mat. Vashisthasana, side plank on the left edge. And whatever you did on the other side, play. Maybe tree. Maybe that leg extends up to the sky. Take one more breath. Come back to plank pose. Pull the belly in, shoulders lifted. Exhale, vinyasa. And as you step back, I want you to allow the right foot now to draw forward. Pull the belly in so much that you can quietly step that right foot through. And if it doesn't get there, you just help it get there. So make sure the knee is right in line with the heel. So everything's safe. Hug and press into the heel. And then when you're ready, either walk your hands up your thighs or slowly start to float your arms. Now today I want you to take your thumbs and hook your thumbs. Pull the elbows apart. And then start to straighten the arms and lift the chest. Twist of your class. So really allow yourself to twist and rinse out. Mentally, emotionally, physically. And open up to warrior two. Cartwheel the arms, look over that right middle finger, and then allow your right knee to bend, tracking over and opening up to that pinky edge side. So we're going to come back to that symbol of the yin and the yang. Take your right hand, palm is up. Lean forward, reverse your warrior. Now we're going to take a no-handed version today. I want you to flex through the wrists, lean back. This is called a bio mudra, no fear. And then tick-tock, lean forward, extended side angle. So right arm is going to come under the body. Flex your wrist, left arm is going to come over. Like you're just making that shape of the yin and the yang. And then I want you to tick-tock back and forth through your breath. Inhale to reverse. Exhale to side angle. Hug the right hip underneath. Again, inhale, open and expand. Exhale, contract and breathe out. This last one, hold into your reverse. And then come back to extended side angle and hold for an extra breath. Slowly release to the earth and we'll vinyasa through. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Left knee pulls into the chest. Pull it in, squeeze, 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 and quietly step it through. Check your form, knee over the ankle. Walk your hands up your thighs or reach up to the sky, blading the arms. So keep your back heel over the toes and then see if you can sink a little deeper. Now hook your other thumb this time on top. Bend your elbows so that they draw away from each other. Now draw the energy up as you start to pull the elbows towards each other and lift and expand. Bring your hands back to heart center. Lean forward and we'll twist. Right elbow to the outside of the thigh. Strong right leg. And then slowly open up, warrior two. Look over that left middle finger, keep your gaze right there. Open the hips here. Tailbone to the earth, arms reaching out. Reach in opposite directions here. Let your left palm flip open and we'll go back to that yin yang symbol. So I want you to feel like you're tracing it. Take and flex the wrist. So Abhaya Mudra, so flex, no fear, push it out so that you're open to new vitality, new space in your life, and then slowly come to extended side angle. And then just through your breath, I want want you to flow. The next time that you're in your reverse, we'll hold, we'll open through the expansion on the left side as we contract through the right. And then switch. Contract through the left side, expand through the right side. Hug that left hip under, breathe in, and then softly spin off the back foot. Release back down to the mat. And we'll step back, vinyasa through. Lower chaturanga. Upward dog on the inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And I want to teach you lion's breath. So lion's breath, I want you to feel like you're roaring like a lion. You're going to open the mouth on the exhale. You're going to stick your tongue out. And at the same time, you're going to gaze up towards your third eye. So take a breath in, and then as you exhale, oh, it feels so good to do that. Try it again, like you're roaring like a lion. Breathe in, and lion's breath out. So yes, we do some weird things in yoga, but it's so good for the ego. Look forward, bend your knees, hop your feet to your hands, lift up halfway. Exhale, and notice even in this forward fold, if you're able to draw that third eye space a little bit deeper now. Bend your knees, chair pose, just for one breath. And then as you press down, I want you to cactus your arms and lift your heart space up to the sky. And then slowly come to extended mountain. And I want you to practice some little balance work here. So root down into that right foot and draw your left knee up. Just like if there's a string, just pulling the knee up. And then take the arms out to the side. Maybe this is your balance pose today. Otherwise, I want you to take your left hand and either peace finger the big toe or grab the pinky edge and single leg extension. Keeping the torso upright. Start to extend that leg to your degree. Maybe the knees stay soft. Allow the left leg to open to the side. Keep taller in your posture. Now, as you bring the leg back, try to keep the leg at that same height and let go of the hand. Take those arms back up to the sky and then sweep it through Warrior Three. Try not to touch down if you can. Keep your chest lifted. Send your foot behind you. Hands come to heart center. And as gracefully as you can, allow the right hand to release, maybe to a block or to the earth. Open up, balance half moon. So opening up through the side of the body, stretch the left arm away from the right, and press that left heel up, flare open the toes. Now, I never want you to lose the ability to tie your shoes. So I want you to take your left hand to the earth, lift your heart space, and then just pretend you're tying your shoe here. And at the same time, you're stretching that left leg up. Plug the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, rise all the way up. And we'll do the other side. So find a focal point, and then just like a string, lifting that right knee up. Stay here if this feels enough for you today. Maybe take the arms out to the side. The right hand is either going to grab pinky toe or maybe peace fingers around the big toe. Extend the leg to your degree. Open the leg to the side. Get taller. Come back down the middle. Keep that leg lifted. Reach up. So pull the toes back like it's a big kick. And then sweep it through warrior three. Lift the chest just like we do in our up dog. Hands to heart center. Gracefully left hand to the earth, half moon. Allow the right hand to release to the earth. Lift your chest and we'll tie our shoe on the left foot, never losing that ability as the opposite leg stretches up. And then release the right foot to meet the left. Extended mountain all the way up to the sky. Dancer pose. Take your left foot now into the inside of the hand. Draw the knees towards each other. Take your thumb and index finger to touch. Now today I want you to start to kick back first. And as you kick back, just notice again, like that duality. The chest wants to come forward. Keep the heart space lifted. Beautiful stretch in the back of the shoulder as well. Take one more breath in your dancer. Bring the knees together and release other side. Send the left arm up to the sky. Go ahead and grab the inseam of the foot. Knees together. Maybe this is your dancer here today. Start to kick back first today. And at the same time, allow that chest to come forward. Think light, lifted, vibrant, beautiful, radiant, joyful, happy. And then slowly come back to center. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. So option 1, on the ground. Option 2, to the calf. Option 3, to the inner thigh. And I want you to think of a tree that you love. Maybe as a child, maybe there was a tree that you used to love to climb. I want you to think of that tree in your mind's eye. Send love and gratitude and honor that tree in this tree pose right now. And just think of how the trees naturally give off carbon monoxide, and then inhaling oxygen. So allow yourself to take in the breath, like that natural, what happens through nature. Interlace through the fingers. Press the heels of the hands and maybe grow your tree. And I don't know if you can see behind me, but we do have these beautiful palm trees here. And I want you to think like you are a palm tree. In the midst of the storm, you want to be able to bend and flex, right? You don't want to be so brittle where you crack. And then tree pose on the other side. So option 1, on the ground, to the calf. Just not putting pressure to the knee. Take the foot to the inseam. And then grow your tree. Use that breath. Use the breath to allow you to stay focused in the present moment, not thinking of the past or the future. Take one more breath here, and then
and slowly release. Good work on your balance. Let's now move some of that energy now. So let's run through one vinyasa. Sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Gather that radiant energy now. Feel like you are just shining bright. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, hop back. Upward dog, inhale. Exhale, down dog. One breath per movement. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, warrior one, rise. Open up, exhale, warrior two. Straighten through the right leg. So today, each week, I like to teach you one new pose. And today, it's reverse triangle. So I want you to straighten your legs, just like a triangle. And then I want you to start to lean back. Press into the right big toe. Find your foundation. Feel the heel draw down and feel the right edge of the pinky. And then from that point, stretch your arm all the way up the body, getting this long, lean openness. Now, with the right side body long, I want you to stretch the torso forward. Open your fingers from your heart space. And then tip into your triangle pose. So wherever the hand lands, maybe it's on the thigh, maybe it's on the shin, maybe you grab the big toe, maybe a block, and then open the side of the torso. Relax your shoulders down your back. And then slowly release the hand to the mat. We'll vinyasa through. Maybe it's a one-legged option this time. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. One breath per movement. Left foot steps forward. Warrior one. Root down into your feet. Rise up. Open up. Exhale. Warrior two. Straighten through the left leg. Reverse your triangle. And then keeping the left side body long, start to lean forward. Keep leaning forward, keep reaching forward, and then once you can't reach any further, allow that left hand to release. So one side may be more open than the other, and we just accept our flexibility today. So we breathe, feel, and listen to our bodies today, and let go of our expectation. Let go of our competition. Just take care of your body today. And then I want you to rise up to star pose, right? Because you are radiant. You are this beautiful white light. Spread your fingers, spread your arms. Allow the hands to come to shoulder height. I want you to change your feet position so that they come to 10 and 2. If you have real open hips, you may be able to go more to 3 and 9, but allow the knees to track over the second and third toe. I want you to take your right arm underneath the left as we wrap into eagle arms. So back of the hands touch or palms touch. Scoop the elbows forward. Keep the elbows drawing to shoulder height and relax your shoulders down. Sink into your legs a little deeper. Now pull the pit of the belly in, and I want you to round in, just like you're doing cat back. I want you to open up that whole back body. Pull the belly in. Now stay low with this, and I want you to keep the elbows pushing back into the inner thighs as you release. Opening up through the inner thighs and the groins. From here, stretch your arms forward. Stay in goddess. And then just tilt your torso up, back to the sky. Ooh, good morning, legs. And then come to star pose again. And we'll come back to goddess pose as we switch the other side. So really want you to think as you wrap into your eagle wrap, more towards the biceps. Bring the elbows up, scoop them forward and up to open up through that whole upper shoulder, upper back region. Sink into the legs a little deeper. Pull the elbows in towards the navel. Draw everything in. Now release the hands and take your thumbs now onto your thighs. Drop your right shoulder down in the midline. Now I want you to back off a little bit with that right shoulder. Now go to the same side again and see if you can draw that right shoulder down a little bit deeper. And then slowly come back to center, heart opens. Drop your left shoulder down to the center midline. Back off out of the pose slightly. Now go deeper. And use those hands to press and open those legs. Come down the middle. Keep the legs low. Keep the torso low. Reach forward. Lift the chest up. Keep low in the legs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink a little deeper. And then come back to your star pose and flip the toes in, heels out. Hands go behind your back body. Lift your chest and your heart space. And from your hip creases, start to forward fold into your wide leg straddle. Let your head melt to the earth. Back to the front of your mat. And I want you to step back to plank pose here. Feel your plank, feel how strong you are. And then soften the knees towards the earth. And I want you to walk your hands up your thighs. Now, if you have a yoga block at home, you may want to put your yoga block between your thighs. Otherwise, I want you to pretend you have that ability to do that. Hands come to your lower back as we work into Ustrasana camel pose. So just like with when we lifted the knee up like a string, I want you to feel like there's a string on your chest. Gently press the hips forward, draw the elbows towards each other, and let that string just lift up. Maybe this is your camel. You may prefer to have your toes tucked under rather than the feet flat. Now, if your body is giving you an indication that this feels okay, then maybe you can allow that right hand to draw towards the right ankle, and the left hand can reach up to the sky. Now, if that's feeling good, I want you to start to lift the chest up, and then start to look back. Now, if that's going well, switch arms without twisting. Left hand towards the ankle, right hand reaches up, and then lean back. Now if that's going well, take both hands now to your ankle, and open up your heart space. Towards the heels. Widen your knees as wide as your mat, and then just melt into child's pose, allowing the third eye to rest. It may feel good to gently rock your hips, a little left, a little right. And then I want you to think like you're a snake. I want you to snake your body forward. Make sure your arms are to number 11. And then tuck your toes under into forearm plank. Chest is lifted, belly's drawn in. Now try this. See if you can take your toes off 2 inches off the ground. Pull the right knee in towards the right elbow. See if you can touch. Send the right leg behind you. Lower down. Left leg. Lift up maybe 2 inches. Pull the left knee to tap the left elbow. Send the left leg behind you. And then slowly soften the knees to the mat. Now we're going to do this wonderful shoulder opener. I'm going to turn around so that way you can see me. I love this stretch. You're going to take your right arm and you're going to thread it under. Now this is different than thread the needle. Take your left arm. So again, we're working this whole idea of opposite direction, especially with the elbows, visualizing that yin yang symbol. So palms are flat, fingers are spread wide, right arm is underneath the left. Lengthen your spine and then see if you can let your chin just rest on the bicep. Close your eyes. And you may feel the stretch along the shoulders. And maybe a little or a lot of sensation. But remember, we want to be able to breathe. So if you've lost your breath, I want you to back out and maybe just do one arm at a time. Focus on breathing into the back body. Last breath cycle. So the right arm is on bottom. Let's pull the right arm out and then let's switch. So take the right arm on top now. Walk the arms away from each other. So like they're almost spreading into like a T shape, but you're crossing, which is so good for the brain. When you take one side, when the right side crosses the left and the left crosses the right side, it's really good, really healthy for the brain. And then allow the chin to rest on the outside of the bicep. Equal ratio breath here. So maybe count your breath and then make sure that the exhale matches the same count on the inhale. And then slowly, I want you to pull the right elbow in. I'm going to turn around to this face the side of my mat. And we're going to come into a beautiful, juicy cobra. So take your hands now next to your ribs. Roll your shoulders down your back. Notice how that feels. And then see if you can lift the thighs off the ground for your up dog. And then from your navel center, pull it back. Downward dog. Send your right leg up to the sky. Pull the knee into the chest. Engage your core. Send the right leg high to the sky. Come underneath the body, tag the knee and tap the left elbow. Send the right leg high. Now this time I want you to take the right knee to the right elbow and pause. Now some of you are going to stay here. If you're familiar with the arm balance, I want you to take it as you come forward, chest lift, shoulders lift. If you're just with the knee bent, see if you can keep and give me one push-up, and then we'll set up for pigeon pose. Yay! Left leg goes behind you. Take a look back. Let's pull everything into center. And then keeping the toes flexed. If this isn't working, you can lie on your back for figure 4 and start to melt forward. Breathing in for a count of 4. Breathing out for a count of 4. Breathing in for a count of 4. And breathing out for a count of 4. Take one more breath as you breathe in. exhale all the breath out of the body. Walk yourself up. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So with this optional arm balance, remember there's different stages, and that's what the beauty of yoga is. We just work day by day, no judgment. And there's always options to go to and always options to back off depending upon how you're feeling. But your yoga practice always stays the same. It's always there for you. Float your left leg up to the sky now, three-legged dog. Let's try it on the side. Pull the knee into the chest. Engage your core. Stretch your left leg high up and back. Come underneath the body and twist. Left knee taps the right elbow. Send the left leg high and back. Left knee taps the left elbow. Now stay with that and add a push-up or Ekapada Vinyasana. Float forward, maybe that back leg lifts. Maybe you add that push-up and then pigeon pose. Setting up on the left side. Right leg floats back. Hug the hips in, chest lifts. And then exhale, forward fold. 3 rounds of equal ratio breath. And then slowly from here, as you walk up, I want you to roll onto the left hip, and we'll come into wide leg straddle. Upavishta Konasana. So allow the feet now, active toes up to the sky. Take your left hand, since we've been working with this whole idea, all practice, left hand on the thigh, and then start to reach the right arm overhead, just like the shape of that yin yang symbol. As you allow the left sitting bones to ground down, the right sitting bones to ground down, and then open up through the whole right side of the body. And then slowly come back to center, and we'll switch sides. Right hand comes underneath. See if you can place it gently on the left thigh. Encourage that left sitting bone to ground down with the arm, and then reach the left arm overhead towards the right leg. Breathe steadily. Come back to the breath. Remember, we want that mindful connection. Come back down the middle. Join your legs together into the front of your mat. I'm going to just face you here. Since we've opened up this whole heart space, take your fingertips behind you. Roll the shoulders down your back. Now this may be your pose right here. If you're feeling okay, I want you to lift your hips up to Purvottanasana. Try to flatten the feet all the way to the earth and open up through your whole front body. Lift the hips a little higher. Open up through the throat, shoulders. Soften the sitting bones to the earth. And with the chest, start to lean forward into your forward fold. Now, if you're able to grab your feet, so today I want you to push the thumbs forward and then pull the pinky toes back with your forefingers. Breathe in steadily. Breathe into the back body. And then slowly roll up one vertebra at a time into boat pose, Navasana. So let's start with the knees bent, the chest lifted, and we'll take a little boat ride. So inhale, slowly lower half boat. Exhale, pull everything in full boat. Inhale, half. Exhale, full. Inhale, half. Exhale, full. Pull everything into center. See if you can do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now stay up. Lift to your fullest expression. Spread your toes. Lift your chest. Lift your heart. And we'll fold all the way onto our backs. Pull the knees into the chest. Hallelujah, we made it to our back. Let your knees rock side to side. Keep the knees bent and place your feet bottoms to the earth. Make sure that you can tickle the back of your ankles with your fingers. Grab the sides of your mat with your hands and then shimmy one shoulder underneath the other. Press into the feet and lift up through the hips into your bridge pose. Hug the inner thighs towards each other. Make sure the feet are facing to the center. Now you can stay with this, or you can take full wheel pose or Dhanurasana. So fingertips may come to the shoulders. You may start gently on the top of the head, and then use the breath. So whatever you chose, I want you to stay 5 breaths. And if you're in full wheel, I want you to gently come to the top of the head, tuck your chin. We'll all roll down 1 vertebra at a time. We'll meet back into the earth. And then I want you to send your left leg long on the mat. Pull the right knee into the chest. Now, with the webbing of your hand today, I want you to take it all the way to the webbing and to the fingers and place that webbing onto the shin bone. So the shin draws into the calf draws into the hamstring draws into the quad, and then you press into your organs. Allow the chin to stay slightly tucked so the back of the neck is long and your left leg is active. Now right leg cross over the midline of the body and let your right arm like a wing release to the side. Now it may, for some reason today, feel so good to maybe straighten that right leg. If you prefer to keep it bent, but we did some twisting, so it might feel good to allow yourself that long right leg to the side. Send the rib cage, the right side of the rib cage towards the right. Send the right ear towards the right. And then come back to center. Pull the knee into the chest. Give it a squeeze. And release. Is your right leg longer than your left? Pull the left knee into the chest. Now, same thing. Putting the fingers so that you're wrapping all the way to the webbing, the inside of the webbing of the hand. And then let that webbing, just let gravity press down into the shin. Help your digestion, your organs, your descending colon here. Notice if your right leg is in Shavasana. Keep it active. And then allow the left knee to cross the midline. The left arm releases to the side like a wing. Let your shoulder become heavier. Elbow softens. And then if you did straighten the leg on the other side, you may want to try it here. If that's too much on your back, then just keep the knee bent. Think about that left rib cage now drawing to the left. And then slowly come back to center. Give yourself one final squeeze. So pull the knees into the chest. Squeeze your face, squeeze your jaw, squeeze your glutes, squeeze everything into the tightest ball that you possibly can. Hold your breath in for 3, 2, and then release into Shavasana, corpse pose, final relaxation. So let the feet flop open to the corners of your mat. Let your palms stay open to receive. Allow your eyes to soften. And I want you to just notice your thoughts. Just like if we were lying on the grass and it's a beautiful blue sky with white fluffy clouds just floating by. I want you to be the witness of your thoughts, not judging them. But we tend to, 90% of the time, whatever we're thinking today, we tend to think tomorrow. So notice if those thoughts are positive and if they're uplifting into that upward spiral, or vice versa. And just see if we can start to make the shifts. This peaceful feeling in your body, take a breath in deeply, just like you're expanding a balloon. Breathe in all the way to the lower belly, the sides of the ribs, and then upper chest, and then open mouth, sigh it out. Stretch your arms away from your legs like a good morning stretch. And then pull one knee into the chest, the other. Give yourself a hug for unrolling the mat today. Allow the knees to fold to the side. And then just pause and reflect. Remember the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. And then when you feel ready, we're going to close how we started in that easy seat pose. If you practice half lotus or full lotus, of course take that as well. But I want you to feel this radiant energy around you. So scoop it up, fill up that light, that positivity, keep upright, that upward spiral, and bring that good energy, seal it into your heart space. So that symbol of yin and yang, right? It allows us that femininity, the dark side, that yin side, but we also need the yang side. So really see if you can try to find balance so that you can find inner peace and inner happiness today. So I hope you feel great the rest of your day. Make sure to like this video, make sure to share this video with your friends and your family, subscribe to my channel,
request anything you would like. And thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.